So this is a very interesting observation where we are fighting so many fires, no, from attrition to challenges in supply chain to so many other things, from regulation and taxes. Energy is the least of your worry, because it is there no matter what, it still comes to you, but at what cost? So he gave a very interesting perspective on that. Now I would like to invite Shri Girja Shankar, who is the general manager of the public sector unit EESL, to talk about how does he bring change in energy efficiency, what are the current initiative, and particularly focus on how industry-academia partnerships can drive change, and maybe throw some lights on what are the some of the unresolved or unsolved challenges in energy efficiency uptake in India. So we heard one of the issues from here, but are there any more unsolved challenges that prevents energy efficiency from taking off in India? Shri.
Thank you. On behalf of EESL, I want to convey my sincere thanks to give this opportunity, making this partnership. We are discussing with the Professor Satyanarayan and his team, working on the industrial energy efficiency front, what the partnership we can come out. I have the brief about what the Indian context, how this energy efficiency is important if we are going to see the net zero carbon pathway. I also bring, okay, thank you. I will also try to bring what type of the currently models or the energy efficiency initiatives carried out by the EESL. So I am not giving the much detail about our organization. We are working on energy efficiency, clean energy, and the e-mobility. And if we see the Indian context, what is the total entire energy mix? So you can see here. So about 900 MTO is the total requirement of the primary energy supply chain, and out of this energy, if we want to see the what are the constraints, so primarily I think the coal, oil, these are the constraints which needs to be addressed to achieve the net zero carbon targets, and many organizations are working on it. If we see what the energy efficiency opportunity exists, so this BE has conducted this study. PwC had created this the database and the reports. So one of the key areas of this report is that the industry is the highest opportunity in terms of the saving potential, in terms of the investment. And one of the I think important aspect, if you see on the left side, so industrial energy efficiency, if we see that the CO2 mitigation or the energy efficiency improvement on the basis of the cost, I think it is the very, very convenient. And the reason behind it, because they are using the carbon coal-based, fossil fuel-based energy. Also, their operating hours are higher than the other sectors. So that's why this cost, investment, and what are the CO2 abatement, that gives the picture about that. With the little investment, you can able to have the more the per unit CO2 mitigation or the energy efficiency opportunities. If we want to see how this energy net zero carbon pathway we can able to, so this is one of the findings from the McKinsey reports. So primarily, I think the power is major where the CO2 is coming from. Second is the industry. It is around 28%. The third may be the agriculture. So this is based on the carbon inventory, based on this McKinsey reports. And if we want to really change that, we can able to achieve the pathway of 2070. So we require that all these transitions needs to be addressed. Otherwise, it is not a very simple task to achieve the net zero emission targets. These are the some of the projections. If we adopt the energy efficiency, this is one of the most cost-effective solution by which the net zero carbon or net zero targets can be achieved. And this is the one of the essential element. Without energy efficiency, and if you are only adding the renewables, it will not solve the problems. So energy efficiency is the key driver to achieve the net zero carbon pathway. You all aware about the Panchamrit. Government of India has declared for commitment to achieve this 2070 targets, and government has also committed by 2030 in terms of the energy efficiency improvement, in terms of the solar power or the renewable integrations. And these targets, I think various organizations, whether it be the government side, from the private side, any the companies, they are also setting their own targets. Most of the corporate industrial houses are also setting their own pathways. So you can see that with the partnership of various organizations, these targets can only be achieved. And the partnership required in terms of what I think the industry perspective has given by the SICI officials. So in the similar manner, we are see that these partnerships will also arise in terms of the creating the some framework, in terms of the creating the financing requirement of these energy efficiency requirement. It also requires that once you are providing some sort of the energy efficiency measure, so actual when during the implementation, all care should be taken so that the actual results can be happen. One of the also major initiative by the MOFCC, so they have created the one authority. So this carbon trading is now going to be happen in the next sessions. I think the C-STEP will more talk about how this carbon trading will be. Currently in India, the carbon trading in the Indian market is not allowed. Only the in the international market, once you are going to that, that's also the government of India is not promoting. Only with establishment of this initiative, they have think about that under Article 6.4, 6.5 and 6.6, they can allow the carbon trading, whatever the energy efficiency measures. If any industry organization can be achieved, then they can able to trade. And they have identified these 13, I think the sectors and the technology groups. One of the key is the high-end energy efficiency technologies they are also providing. One of the aspect for carbon trading. Bureau of Energy Efficiency, they have launched this PET scheme in 2012. And now it is in the 7th or 6th or 7th PET cycle are going on. So in the initial, they are providing the ECert, Energy Saving Certificate Trading Markets. I am fortunate enough when my BE times, I am associated with creating this ECert trading mechanism, and currently it is operating. So now this ESA trading mechanism is going to be changed to the carbon trading mechanism, and they are creating the framework, they are creating the institutional regulatory framework who are going to provide the supports. So there may be the cap and trade likely to be happen in the coming future. These are the, I think, elements if any organization wants to achieve their net zero pathway. So these are the options we currently have. So energy efficiency, one of the essential element. Integration of renewable is also, and also because this electrical based equipment technology, they have more high efficient, more convenient. So if they can able to electrify their existing processes. So currently the fossil based this transport system, once it transform into the e-mobility or EV based system, so certainly it will provide the opportunity to them. Another aspect in the morning sessions, the CCS use are detailing out. So this is one of the options by which the CO2 can be mitigated, and storage and utilizations can be happen in the other industrial processes. EESL is joining hand with the SIDBI, and we are creating a fund for implementation of energy efficiency measures in the MSME units. We are also partnering with the IIT Madras and their regional centers setting up under this KaiSAM program. So we are creating the entire frameworks, the standardization of document, standardization of the specifications. We are targeting 24 technologies to replicate in 600 energy efficiency project. The initial this fund of the 100 crore maybe come up, maybe a growth around 500 crores in the coming future, and this fund will be available for the MSME, will also available for the ESCOs, energy service companies, who are going to implement these programs. EESL is creating this entire framework, and we are creating the online portal through which this entire framework is going to be happen. You all are aware the government of states also have their schemes for the MSMEs. Today morning I had the one words with the commissionerate office here. So in Tamil Nadu itself, there is a scheme of energy auditing. They are providing about 1 lakh cost reimbursement to the MSME units, and based on the this energy efficiency audit reports, if units will go for the implementation, they are also providing the capital subsidy up to 25% of their scheme. So many of the states have the similar network. EESL is working with the cluster association, industry organization, association to create this framework and leverage the whatever the energy efficiency schemes of the state government of India can be benefited for the benefit of the MSMEs. These are the technologies we are targeting under this program. There is a if you search Google search on the MSME EESL, you can find all these lists and the details. I will share this presentation, and I think the team can also share with all of you. And anyone who wants to be participate and can contribute in this initiative, we are very happy to welcome him or those organizations if they can provide. And there are many type of activities. Maybe the technology, financing may be the core, but the training, capacity building, bringing on board the industrial association, industrial units. We are also creating this framework with the success fee based model. So there may be business opportunity for the companies if they can bring the these units on board or for taking up these type of initiative. In the similar manner, we also identified 9 technologies on which we are providing support to the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. So it is the BE scheme, and BE first time providing a financial support to the PET industries. So we have to identify 20 energy efficiency demo projects. So EESL already identified around 13 projects, and on the basis of successful of these 27, we are going to upscale these technology in the PET industries. And these technologies, as earlier speaker has spoken out, these are the broadly you can cover in 4 categories. One is energy efficient technologies. Second is waste heat recovery, whatever the waste heat available in the industry that can be utilized. Also, with the adoption or the integration of automation, the industry can be benefited. And there are other aspects. If any industry go for the industry 4 standards, they can also able to achieve many initiatives and many opportunities for the cost effectiveness and their productivity enhancement. These are the list of various technologies. I am not going into detail, but most of you all are aware that various sectors which needs to be addressed to achieve this net zero carbon pathway. Second, with the integration of renewables, there are other new business opportunities are coming up in the future, because this integration of solar have its own dynamics. It have also on technological challenges. So smart grid and the other DR, demand response program, are likely to be happen, and that can be benefit to the industries. So EESL is going ahead with one of the bigger program for the BLDC fans. We are going to procure around 1 million BLDC fans and provide these fans at a low cost to the all residential sectors. In the similar manner, we are working on the industrial energy efficiency, building energy efficiency. I have requested the ICF team that we are working for the campus energy efficiency program, and we have around 400 universities and campuses on board with the some other partner associations. So we are happy to, if any organization who can be contribute in the terms of financing, in terms of technical and knowledge support, in terms of training and capacity building, ESL will happy to contribute and take their help. So these are the some of the, I think, the key big projects based on the HVDC and the integration of solars they have created. I am not going into detail. So anyone, if have any requirement or any supports, you can just text me or the mail me. We will revert back to you and get your feedback. Thanks.